Carly McDonald is joining us today on Primetime Local News. Carly is a concerned parent, and we're going to be talking today about the issues surrounding Barr Colony School. Carly, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's start off, Carly, by talking about the school and some background. So what are the current issues that are facing the school? What could possibly happen?
So in 2013, an engineering company performed an assessment on the school. There is a portion of the school where 3 different wings connect essentially all of the school together. There was some concern with the structural integrity of that portion, along with some mold that was growing underneath the crawl space, as it was a very old building brought over and put on the land, and it's just on the earth with no concrete foundation. So there was some concerns around that. That was they completed an intervention strategy to mitigate the mold, dry it out, and that was that strategy that they put in place in 2013. The engineering company gave them a 3 to 5 year timeline for them to build a more long-term solution to ensure that the building was safe and in operable condition for the staff and the students.
So now, as a concerned parent, Carly, what do you feel is the best solution for the school?
Based on the portion of the building that is in question, I think it's best to keep the school open and come up with some estimates and quotes from professionals that we can get a really good understanding and a clear picture of like what needs to be done today due to the lack of intervention that's been taken for the past decade. So what needs to be done, what is the cost, and what is the time frame that we're looking at, so that we can make an informed decision on whether or not moving forward with this work is feasible and if it's the best outcome for the community. I definitely think that this school is very important given the fact that Lloydminster does have a growing population of young families. I think it's really important that we keep this school open for our children and for their future education.
Do you think to this point there's been enough transparency by the school division to the parents and those concerned about the school?
At this point, no. I don't think that there's been enough transparency. They did facilitate a meeting on November 6th where they had pulled together some data in regards to enrollment numbers and quotes that were given back in 2013. And as we know, inflation and COVID, and there's a lot of things that happened in our world in the past decade that really would impact that data that they had brought forth. So I don't think that we have enough information to make informed decision making as all stakeholders involved and all community members of Lloydminster.
The school division did release a statement, and I'm just going to refer to my notes here. So it basically states that they have started a feasibility study and a formal decision has not yet been made. So Carly, what do you think about that statement?
It is the statement that I was kind of expecting, to be honest. So a feasibility study at this time has not been complete, and when I had inquired about gathering estimates for the work that needed to be done, the Director of Education, Jason Vell, had responded with, due to inflation and the constant changing of numbers, that an estimate or quotes for work would not at this time matter because they would change day by day. So I don't believe that they are moving towards completing a feasibility study for financial purposes. And I don't believe that they are working through all possible options based on the responses that were given to some of the options presented by parents. So some of those options were to disperse the children amongst the schools on the Saskatchewan side due to their lower enrollment numbers. So they had a well-developed plan for the children to be dispersed and bused. Jason Vell had even said that they were going to reconfigure the bus routes and had talked about what that financial cost might look like for the public school division. But when other parents inquired about other potential options, there was no critical thought put into place of what that might look like.
So do you think that there's enough time, given their timeline, to make the right decision on this?
Based on the lack of evidence-based data and research that the public school division brought to the parents at the parental meeting on November 6th, I don't believe that there's a healthy enough timeline for parents or community members to make an appropriate decision. And the lack of clarity from the presentation that they had put together, I don't think at this point in time that we have enough knowledge about the situation or the school.
Now, you are behind a group that's kind of getting together, I guess, to have a public meeting to inform all the parents about this before the board meeting. So tell me, where and when is this meeting?
So this meeting is going to take place on November 17th at 7 p.m. at the Living Faith Church that's located in close proximity to the Barr Colony School. And that meeting is for all parents, neighbors, and community members to attend, as the potential closure of this school really will have an impact on more than just parents of the children that attend this school. It'll have an impact on parents and children that attend other schools, as the children may potentially be displaced to their school, inflating their enrollment numbers and their capacity levels.
Okay, and Carly, there is a board meeting on the 22nd, which people can also attend. And now there's also a Facebook group set up for people to kind of get, I guess, information in one place. So can you tell me how they can find this Facebook group?
Yeah, so if you go onto your Facebook and type in the search engine, Save Barr Colony School, the group should pop up. I know a couple individuals had also shared it in the What's Happening in Lloydminster thread that had the news article in relation to the Barr Colony School closing as well.
All right. Well, Carly, thank you so much for joining me today. We really appreciate it. And there'll be much more to come on this, obviously. So we'll keep in touch and see how things go. But once again, thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you so much.